Good afternoon, Hattiesburg. Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 and city news briefing for Friday, March 5th. We will start with today's numbers. These are system-wide numbers for Merit Health, Wesley, and Forest General. Today, between our two hospitals, we have 41 people who are positive for COVID. That's almost 10 under where we've been for the last 2 weeks, with another 2 under investigation. And of those 41, 9 are in the ICU, which is a full 3 under where we've been for the last 14 days. We noted one thing yesterday in our Instagram update. Is this the first time we've been in single digits for ICU utilization since, I think, late last March. And so that's a positive sign for us as we continue going forward. Statewide today, there were 591 new cases reported. That's up a little from recent days with 19 new deaths. Positive cases today, Forest County had 22, Lamar County had 11 for a total of 33. And total infections since this began, Forest County 7,272, Lamar County 5,920. Our 5-day average continues to fall. On the Forest County side, we're just over 13. Lamar County's between 8 and 9, holding there. And our inside 14-day number is the number of people who have tested positive in the last 2 weeks. It kind of gives you an idea of how many active cases you could have in your community. In Forest County, that number is now at 301. In Lamar County, that number is at 179. Lamar County dipped under 200 for the first time yesterday, also another positive side. Compared to a week ago, Forest County was at 361 inside 14 days, now at 301. Lamar County fallen by almost 100, and so right at 150 drop from a week ago Friday in terms of those potential active cases in our community. Hospitalizations also down by 10, ICU down by 5. Our goals continue to be protecting the vulnerable, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions, preventing overrun of our healthcare system by slowing the spread, and of course prioritizing public health while continuing to allow the private sector to open on up. 5 factors that we have leaned on throughout this pandemic is the widespread availability of testing, wearing masks, watching our own data, listening to all voices, and of course recently access to and equity in vaccination. So a couple of updates on vaccinations. Yesterday, Governor Reeves announced that anyone over 50 can now get their vaccine regardless of health conditions. Of course, as soon as he announced that, all of the available slots at Hattiesburg clinics and Lake Terrace that were remaining have been booked up. Of course, keep checking back with covidvaccine.umc.edu because there are slots that open up, usually a handful a day. Which means the total eligibility, all the groups right now, anyone over 50, anyone 16 to 64 with underlying health conditions, teachers, first responders, and healthcare professionals. Number of shots that have been given, this is first and second dose in Forest County, over 15,000, Lamar County, 22,055. So kind of to sum up the week, good news is this positive trajectory in data. We've seen inside 14-day number fall below 500 as a metro area. We've seen ICU utilization get to single digits for the first time since late March. We're seeing hospital numbers continue to drop. All those are positive things. The big thing for us is not to take our eye off the ball. We have to keep working. I used this analogy in an interview a couple of days ago. We think we're in the fourth quarter. We think there's 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, but you can't take a knee just yet. You got to keep running plays. And the biggest play we know that is effective are things like wearing masks, practicing social distancing, avoiding large crowds. If we can keep doing that while people are getting vaccinated, we can bring this thing to a close, but it all depends on us keep working, doing the things that we know are effective. Some city news for you today. Paving continued on West 7th Street between Beverly Hills and North 26th Avenue. This is in Ward 1. 7th Street is one of those streets that we have tried to take in phases because it is so long. Late last year we did East 7th between Main Street and the dead end over in the GUA. Now we're doing the part on the western edge of 7th Street that goes from North 26th to Beverly Hills. There's a part between North 26th and Main Street that's going to be it's going to take a little bit longer. We're about to do a water and sewer project in parts in that stretch. That's going to take a little while, but getting that infrastructure straight underneath the road is going to help the road surface when we do pave it last a little bit longer. But still, progress being made, and look forward to announcing that water and sewer project over the next couple of weeks. Finally, our act of courage. Today, we unveiled the newest mural in Hattiesburg. This is entitled Courage, and it was a collaboration between the Church at 4 Points and the Hattiesburg Alliance for Public Art. This is in Veterans Park. Of course, Veterans Park is a very a sacred space for our community. It was unveiled in May of 1984, and for 36 years it has been a place where people remember our veterans, remember the 173 people who died in our nation's defense. We were joined today by members of Camp Shelby, our veterans community, our two universities, Southern Miss and William Carey, and just a host of folks, particularly Miss Pamela Knight. Miss Pamela Knight is the daughter of Jesse L. Brown, who is depicted on this mural as well. And so the mural honors those individuals and institutions that have made our community strong and a beacon of strength and perseverance. And so we ask you to please go by and see it, but also remember that this is still a sacred space, that you should approach this mural in Veterans Park at any time with a great sense of reverence and gratitude for the people who showed courage. And hopefully when you leave there, you're better for it. But thank you to all who participated in making this mural happen. As we start the weekend, remember to wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask if you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember you're safer at home. Have a great weekend.